Welcome to another episode of The Dirt, the Mario Kart podcast. I'm your host, N64 Josh, and today I have a special guest, Hats and Glasses, who is a TikTok streamer that I just happened to find one night streaming some Mario Kart Wii. What's going on, man?
How's it going, N64 Josh? Thank you for having me, man. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, really excited to chat some Mario Kart. Before we do, I want to let you guys know that the Mario Kart streams are happening daily around 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern on TikTok, and I've also got some new a new YouTube series coming out where I'm taking the pipe frame into worldwide and working my way towards 99K. If you're watching the footage right now, you are going to see me get absolutely bodied for the first three races because it was like I was trying to give some commentary while I was racing, and I was like, "Yo, I gotta like lock in hard with these people because they've some of them have not stopped playing the game, I don't think, and I took a big break after hitting like 28K on there. So it's yeah, I'm sweating to the oldies, but I'm having a good time with it. And of course, we're gonna have more episodes of The Dirt coming out on the regular. Just been trying to get guests lined up, and just like Hats and Glasses here. So the last thing, guys, is we are doing pipe trials every week. Mondays, we are voting for a new track, and the new track goes live on Tuesdays. Pipe trials consist of using the pipe frame, standard wheels, any character, any glider, and we vote in the Discord that you can join by going to n64josh.com/Discord. So we'd love to have you, and it's time to jump into this interview. So, where did the love for Mario Kart come from?
Absolutely. So it started back in the GameCube days on Mario Kart Double Dash. So basically, I remember getting the game. I was like, oh, this looks really cool. It's like a racing game. And I was like, I have no idea what this is. Never played it before. And I was playing it for days, weeks, months at a time. And I was like, this is fun. This is really fun. So it was like, I remember trying to learn shortcuts and try to get good character combinations and learn about the specials and all that good stuff because there was so much in the game to learn. And I had a lot of friends at the time that were really into it. And I was like, all right, well, I need to be the best of the best. I got to practice all that good stuff. So that started out with the GameCube on Double Dash. Couple years later, I would say Mario Kart Wii came out in 2008. And then to this day, I still play it all the time. I actually, a little bit of history of my Mario Kart Wii is that I was a part of the competitive clan racing days starting in 2010. And if you guys aren't familiar with that, it was the Nintendo Wi-Fi connection playing worldwide, regional, friend rooms, all that good stuff. And it was kind of fun because I was like, wow, like I'm in these clans and like these guys are good. And, it's like really amazing to be here and be a part of this. And then if you guys didn't know, the Wii Online got shut down in 2014, actually, and now they have different kinds of servers for it. But back then, that's what I was doing. Around 2017 and 18, I got into Nintendo Switch, and I was grinding Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, playing with friends. And actually, this is where it starts to get good because I was playing with people, giving them lap head starts. So this is where it gets really interesting because I was like, all right, guys, want to play some Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? You want to play, I'll give you a lap start. And these people were like, are you serious? They're like, come on, like, why are you going to do this? I was like, come on, it's for fun. Meanwhile, nobody knew like I was amazing at the game. So it's, the adrenaline comes up from everybody, around me screaming, all that good stuff. And I remember winning like 99% of the races, and everybody was just like, the one guy I remember was like, what is going on right now? What am I watching? Because it had such a crowd of people coming down and just seeing what was going on. And people were like, who's this guy that keeps winning? I'm just like, it's me, raise my hand, loud and proud. So um, today, I'm just still playing some Mario Kart. Basically GameCube, Wii, and the Switch because I gotta keep the skills going.
And so you're playing Mario Kart Wii mainly on TikTok. What game mode are you running while you're
Yeah,
playing and streaming?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm all about marketing and standing out. There are thousands, tens of thousands, millions of people that play Mario Kart. And, I was like, I know I'm very talented at the game. I was like, what's going to make me stand out compared to person A, compared to person B, and so forth. So, what I'll do sometimes is time trials. I'm actually 1.6 seconds away from hitting the world record on Ghost Valley 2, believe it or not. So that's been a grind. Having viewers in TikTok, sitting around for 20, 30, 40 minutes as I restart 6,500 times because I got a bad lap. I end up beating my time, and the chat goes absolutely crazy. The support from all these people is unreal, and it just, puts a huge smile on my face. Uh, the next kind of thing we'll do is I'll do lap starts to the computers, and I'll always play on 150cc, which is the fastest, or mirror mode. It's the same kind of speed. I usually stick to 150, and then I'll do hard computers. I'll do all carts and bikes for the computers. I'll do just basic items, nothing crazy like that. And I will give first place a full lap start while I'm sitting there at the finish line, and then I will use the strategy to, use boxes, go on shortcuts, do ultra shortcuts, cut corners, and I actually have all 32 races posted onto TikTok. If you guys are interested in checking that out, so I do love the lap starts. The people in the chat go crazy because they're like, "What's going on? How did I see this guy, you know, give a head start to these computers and win?" Also, I started doing the 5 lap challenge, which I've never, ever, ever seen anybody do. And I'd love to explain it to you. Um, Basically, certain courses that I'll do is I'll go one full lap around, or about like 85% around, because in order to break the system, if you go halfway around, it counts as a negative lap. So I'll go, 85% of the race. So that counts as one lap backwards. To go another lap forward, you have to count as a second lap, and then you have the regular 3 laps left. So I'm technically doing 5 laps on these courses against the hard 150cc computers and still getting first place. And like I said, it is unreal the way these people show support. And, I just know these people are screaming, at their phone and be like, yo, this guy hat and glasses is amazing.
I
Um,
love it. I love
yeah,
it. So I think I found you because I found a another creator named Retro
Retro
who
Mega.
does yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I found their stream and I was in it, and then the algorithm was like, "Oh, he likes Mario Kart Wii." So then that like later that night, I found your stream, and then just hopped in and was checking out what you were doing. And Retro does the same thing. I asked Retro to be on the show, and he replied in French, so I don't think it's gonna work out.
Yeah.
So, um, but the like there's such a huge fan base for the Wii. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
almost every stream I do, I ask, "What's your favorite Mario Kart?" Right, and I mean, a lot of times Wii is what ends up winning.
Yeah. I
And
mean, sorry. I was
the
just saying,
the
part B is, it introduced the wheel and the tricks and the motion controls, and it was one of the first ones to bring back, along with the DS, but like, um 16 different retro tracks, meaning tracks from anything before the Wii, DS, GameCube, um Game Boy Advance, NES, SNES. And I feel like it's a young community, but like at the same time, everybody plays Mario Kart Wii. You might have played it, let's say, as a kid, and your older siblings played, or your parents, or anybody like that, or let's say you played and you had younger siblings. Everybody was around that, and Mario Kart is such a huge game, and it's really accepted by everybody in everywhere around the world. So I agree with you. Everybody loves to play Mario Kart Wii. They say it's one of their favorites because it's just so unique.
it yeah, for me, the I always struggled with it because of the motion controls made it feel strange when you played with the controller. And
Right.
so and I was I mean, I grew up with the first Mario Kart, right? I was like in eighth grade or something when it came out. So when it with the motion controls, I was like, ah, it knocks it down on my tier list, but I want to go back again and give it another shot and maybe do some of these time trials. So like you said you were like at 1.6 seconds away for on what was it, Ghost Valley 2 or something? Is that correct?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
It's
So
crazy.
one of the reasons I stopped at your stream is because you were racing that track, I believe. And that was the track I would do time trials in all the time on the original game with my
Oh,
uncle. And I've talked about it on this show before, but like I was like, yo, this is my original, like this is where that's where I fell in love with doing time trials. And that's
yeah,
why I'm so passionate about like the pipe trials that we do, because it's like the majority of us that are racing in the Discord and stuff, like we're not gonna go for the world record. We're not gonna sit and grind that same track over and over and over again. But everybody is finding that they're having such a great time just competing against themselves,
right.
right? And trying to improve, just racing their own ghost. And that's what I fell in love with when I was just a kid. Like I should actually see what if I could find. I think it was on my uncle's on his cart. I wonder if the battery is still good. If I could find what my original time was there, because
No way.
it'd be pretty
Yeah.
funny to see how, if that one's hard to go back to though. Like as much as I love the first game from all the memories with it, it's not that easy to jump back in and start knocking out races. It's just the controls are a little are a little more difficult than what we're used to with the modern games. That's for sure. So
Abs- Absolutely.
what made you land on Ghost Valley 2?
So it's funny because I hate like really, really long courses. I'm just like, I hate courses that take like over 3 minutes to finish because I rather have short courses, continuously playing. And I was like, let's look at this Ghost Valley. And I remember like when I started playing, I was like, this course is so dark. It's one of the worst ones. Like, I hate this one. But, I kind of got hooked onto it because I saw people were getting under a minute in time trials. People were getting under a minute in regular racing, like the computers in multiplayer. I was like, hold up, let me see if I can do this. And I was like, years of grinding, I was able to get sub a minute in Ghost Valley 2 on time trials. I was like, I'm a god, I'm amazing. I was like, this is awesome. And then I was like, all right, let's just try against the computers. And I'm able to pull like a 58, low 58, like a perfect run. No hits, no nothing. And I'm just like, this is actually really, really hard. So I basically landed on that because I was just like, it's so competitive. It's such a tight turn course, and one little mess up, you're going to mess up the perfect sub minute finish.
Oh yes. Yeah, we did I'm sorry, Donut Plains 3 from Mario Kart 8 in our pipe trials this week.
Yeah.
And everybody is just like, I'm so glad for this one to be over.
Oh yeah.
Which I just found to be funny. But it's you go and you watch a world record and then you try to emulate some of that stuff and then you're like, yo, I'm not at this skill level yet. And then you got to try to make your own way. And that's really what I found this week when I was doing it. I was like, okay, I tried the world record like path. I'm not at that level yet. I can't. There's one corner that I just could not seem to grasp how to pull it off, and then just started doing my own thing, and was able to drop a few seconds. But I mean, there's some dedication when it comes to time trials because you're hitting pause and restart over and over and over again. And so, as somebody who you're close to a world record, like what is some of the best advice you can give for doing time trials?
Oh my. I can be on here for an hour talking about this.
I love it.
But
I love it.
so I would say honestly, people do ask you like, how do you do this all the time? How do you sit in front of your TV? How do you keep restarting a million times? I'm just like, honestly, it's the grind, it's the determination, it's the dedication. Because as much as I am, it upsets me to lose and spend 45 minutes to get nowhere. I know one of these tries, I'm going to get it. I'm going to come around that last corner on Ghost Valley on the last lap, release the drift wheelie, and I'm going to improve my Ghost. And like, it just, the adrenaline I get of winning just really drives me to say, yes, this is hard. I struggle. I failed tremendously, but in the end, we win. And I'm just like, we beat this one. I can beat this again. So it's basically the adrenaline of we have to keep grinding and keep it up because you can do it. Never give up.
Do you find it like I will restart if I have like a bad start, right? Where like I burn out or whatever. I don't get the best boost. But I'm finding it's best if I get the solid start to just continue the race no matter what, just to get the practice and to get the muscle memory. Do you agree with that sentiment or do you look at it a little differently?
So I agree 100% with that statement because like you said, you want to have that muscle memory. You want to be able to learn from your mistakes. And basically, let's say I don't get a full boost in the beginning, let's say, and my Ghost gets that full boost. I'm locked in 110% to say I need to cut these corners better than my Ghost. That way I can make up time. And if I can do it like that, let's say I had that perfect start in the beginning, I'd be ahead of him already, and I'd already know I'm going to improve my time. So, like I said, it's basically like you don't give up, you don't quit. Yes, I will quit sometimes. I get a bad start, or I bump into a wall, or don't get a drift, because I'm like, you need to get 100% perfect. And in the end, really, it's what can I do to improve this Ghost, even if I slip up for quarter of a second? What do I need to do in the end to improve this and catch up and win, even if I did fail?
I'm assuming there's a meta to Mario Kart Wii, right? So are you which character and cart are you using for this time trial?
Absolutely. So most people know that Funky Kong is the most broken character in the game. That's the monkey with the bandana,
Oh yeah.
and he's the meta. Funky Kong in the Flame Runner has the best. It has all the stats. Everything just lines up absolutely amazing. So playing with people that I don't know or people I know, when they click on Funky Kong, I'm like, oh no, this guy's legit. So it's funny because Funky Kong the Flame Runner is such a legend in the Mario Kart Wii community, and he was brought to 8. He's not a meta in that one because obviously Nintendo would never do that. It's kind of common sense, but Funky Kong Flame Runner is the combination to use on the Wii.
Okay, let me ask you this. This is going to be a question I'll probably ask every guest going forward. How do you feel about the game having a meta? And would you prefer that everybody had an even playing field and could just use any vehicle, any wheels, any character, and not have to worry about the stats?
Yeah, that's a great question. Actually, I'm glad you asked that. So I would say yes, the meta is cool. Like it's when I first started playing, I had no idea what a meta was. On that I was like, oh, like I from my previous experience, I like Donkey Kong, I like Baby Mario, I like Yoshi. So I just kind of go for my past character choices, and I was like, I remember unlocking Funky Kong. I was like, oh, this is cool. This monkey has a bandana on his head, and I was like, I still like Donkey Kong. Um, but once I studied and joined the competitive community, I was like, oh, everybody's using this Funky Kong guy. I was like, all right, I gotta look more into it. Finding out he's the meta, he has the best stats. So yes, it's cool, but at the same time, I really do feel like if there was not a meta in the game, it would promote more skill. Like you don't need to use Funky Kong and Flame Runner to win. You can use anybody. You can use Baby Peach in the Magic Cruiser. You could use Baby Bowser or Bowser Jr. in the Sneakster, to win that. So I really look at the skill aspect of if you're not using Funky Kong and you're still like absolutely demolishing everybody, like, you have that skill level. You don't need that, boost of he's the best character. So to answer your question, I would say I wish everybody did not have to have a meta character to win, and you could use any combination, any character, any car, any bike.
I think the stat they could leave in is the weight, possibly,
Yes.
so that you could still bounce off of each other or not bounce off of each other depending on which character you choose. But I don't know. I'm just curious how they end up balancing the next game. So one of the things I was recently introduced to was Mogies, right? And starting doing some of those like 2v2s and the 6v6s and all that kind of stuff. And they are a lot of fun. They are very sweaty. And when you say you get it, when you were into the competitive scene, like is that kind of where it started, or was it strictly time trials?
So I remember playing the game, and I was like, you know what? I want to beat the game 100% when I first started playing. So I knew you had to beat, you had to get basically first place or win every Grand Prix, 50 all the way to mirror. And I was like, all right, well, I found out there are these star ranks. I was like, what do these star ranks mean? And I looked it up. It was like whatever star rank you have, that's what your star profile shows online against other people.
Right.
The more stars you
Yeah.
have, it shows that, the better you are as a player. Now, I play with people who have no stars who are amazing. So that's honestly where it first started. I was like, all right, we got to get the stars. I want to have a good star profile. And then I was like, I was missing one character, and I was like, how do I get this last character? And it stuck with me the past, what was it? The game's turning 16 this year. And in order to unlock Toadette on Mario Kart Wii, you need to beat all 32 ghosts and unlock all the 32 fast F ghosts and beat them. So I was like, we need to grind this. I remember struggling, and I finally got that last course, and I was like, we finally beat it. Like, yes, we beat the game. And then time trials were fun because it was just always a race against the clock, and I never really enjoyed it up until recently when it was like, I need to grind for these world records on one day.
Okay, so competitive for you was more the time trial side than like doing like the 2v2s, the 6v6s, the Mogies, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yes, it was definitely time trials.
So back in the day on the Wii, were you doing Mogies, or was there a different name for them back then?
Yeah, of course. So it wasn't really Mogi Lounge. That's more so of a current thing. Back in the day, it was clan racing. So you were doing clan races like 6v6s, 3v3s, 2v2s, all that good stuff, similar to Lounge today. I'll really hit on one of the clans that I actually tried out for. So it was called Ranking Nation, RN for short. And I had a friend that was really good at Mario Kart 2 and very competitive. So basically, you would find these people online. You would see if they had a YouTube account. Let's say their name was ABCD online. You would go to YouTube, type in ABCD, see if they were like a Mario Kart person or anything like that. If it matched up, that's you'd subscribe, you follow them, message them, and then you'd grow the community through YouTube because it was all YouTube channels, which was awesome. And then I remember for RN, in order to actually be a part to get in the clan, you had to, I believe it was 8,500 VR, which was verse race points, and then the BR, which was the battle points. It was 8,500 VR and then 7,500 BR, I believe. And in really, in short, if you didn't have those numbers, you were disqualified. You weren't even going to get an opportunity to join the clan. So it was very competitive back then. It seems like today in Lounge, like it's not like that. It seems like you just kind of play and race and see where you get ranked in the different tiers. So back in the clan days, it seemed like it was so much more harder to get in clans and do all that kind of stuff. And it was fun. So I'll briefly explain the tryouts for it. I remember it was Ghost Valley 2. They were like, all right, you're going to have to beat us. It was like the top clan leaders that we had to play against. And it was me versus, I think it was like 5 other people. And they're like, if you get the top 3, you're in the clan. I was like, all right. I was like, this is Ghost Valley. I was like, I hate this course, um, which is kind of fun. And I remember in the end pulling through second place. I was like, yo, we got it. That was such a stressful race. And they were like, welcome to the clan. You're in RN. And I was like, this is amazing. And, all the years of playing, as a child. And it's just like I thank all the hours, days, weeks, months of time that I grinded on this game to get to where I am back then and to where I am today. So yes, overall, the lounge community was different back, 14 years ago in 2010 for the clan racing days.
I gotcha. Very, very cool. I love that hitting second. You probably had just a huge sigh of relief after that race was over.
Yeah, I was like, we're done. Like, thank you.
See you next time. Oh, that's so cool. So let me ask you: did you play much Mario Kart 7 or Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U?
Um, I no, I did not. I played Double Dash for the GameCube. I played DS for the DS. I played Wii on the Wii. I never played on the 3DS or really the Wii U much. When I was around friends or stuff, people that had it, yes, we played it. But then I kind of jumped to the Switch when I got my Switch for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Gotcha. Okay. The only reason I ask because both of those are getting shut down today. The
Yeah,
online, they
yeah,
no more racing on the 3DS or the Wii U, which is sad. I hope as Nintendo's doing their Nintendo Switch Online and bringing the old games back and allowing them to go back online. I hope that ends up being something that happens with a lot of the DS and the Wii and I mean even Double Dash. Double Dash had 16. You could do 16 players if you linked up all your GameCubes. But
right, right.
um,
With the
it
it was LAN mode, I believe, right?
yep, yeah, with the LAN cable and whatnot. So
That's so.
um, yeah, one of my goals is to someday have 8 GameCubes set up and linked together and have uh have 16 of us go through and play some Double Dash. I think it'd be a great time.
All right,
Um
I got one GameCube here for you. Need six
all
more
right.
people.
There you go. Perfect. Perfect. So uh what do you think, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and just Mario Kart 8 in general is almost 10 years old. What do you think and what do you want to see in the next Mario Kart game?
Yeah, it's crazy that 8 is actually, hitting the 10-year mark already. It was just like, wow, like, didn't this game come out? But, it was kind of weird because it was like, Mario Kart 8 for the Wii U, and then there's Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Switch. And it was basically the same game, really the same game with a couple additions, characters, courses. I know the Purple Boost was added to the Switch. So there really wasn't much of a drastic change to Mario Kart 8, so to speak. Really, honestly, what I was hoping was they were going to do a 20th anniversary for Mario Kart Double Dash and, release it on the Switch or make a 20-year anniversary for Double Dash since it came out. It was in November of 2003 and November of 2023 came. I was like, come on, Nintendo got to do it. And nothing happened. So that's honestly what I'm hoping they could do is, everybody loved Double Dash. So if there's some kind of remake, remaster of that one, that'd be awesome. Even continuing, like, you know, taking the past 25, 30 years of Mario Kart and, just improving it to see, I had no idea looking at the Wii that 8 was going to be a thing. Looking at 8, like 8 Deluxe, looking at 8 Deluxe, what's the next, like, Mario Kart 9 going to look like? Is it going to be similar to maybe the DS or the GameCube or the Wii or 7? It's really intriguing to think, like, what's Nintendo going to do? Are they gonna keep it similar or just start a whole new path?
There's a lot of rumors out there. One of them is that it's the most money they've ever spent on the development of a game, the next Mario Kart.
Really?
And that's again, grain of salt. Everything's just there's just rumors out there. But then my hope, we were talking about this on the streams this weekend, where that we see um like kind of like a Mario Kart Ultimate, right? That includes all the games, all the racers, all the tracks. And I would love to see the Double Dash aesthetic brought back to where it doesn't really affect the overall gameplay, right? As far as like the weight and the way your cart maneuvers. But if all they have to do is add weapon switch, like the item switching, right? With just like they did back on Double Dash, that
Right.
everybody could do that.
Hmm.
But then if you wanted two racers on your cart, you could have them. And if you still just want your single race, I think that would be that in a sense it would feel a little bit more like Mario Kart Wii, I think, where you'd have bikes and carts,
Right.
back when that first was introduced, and it was like this is different, this is something new. So I think that would be a really cool addition, and especially just to that callback to Double Dash, because it's like it you don't really see it anymore, right? There's not much that points back to, Double Dash with the two players per carts. It happened the one time and we haven't seen it again. And I think there are some people that would love just to be able to see, Mario and Luigi back on the back of their cart, or Bowser and Bowser Jr., go real heavy with Bowser and Donkey Kong, or something along those lines. uh
Absolutely.
yeah.
That's no, it's a great point you bring. Like, I've never really thought about it that way, but like incorporating everything, and it's really the nostalgic aspect of, you know, games that are 20 plus years old and people that haven't played it in 15 years, something like that. So I can see how, if Nintendo were to go that route, that could obviously 100% be the biggest sell of a game in history, because of, everything incorporated, two characters, character specials, bikes, cars, all the, a couple hundred courses there are that have been over the years all in one game. So absolutely, I can see, that would be a really successful game.
We also discussed them potentially doing like battle passes, and then Battle Pass 1 being Super Mario Kart, where it brings a couple tracks from that game, as well as some of the characters and the looks, and maybe they end up going like a tour route where it's like you can get like the 16-bit kart and the 16-bit version of Mario, and you know those those kind of like items and character costumes, if you will. And I just want to see this next game, like supported and being updated for a very long time. So if it is another 10-year run, we're still getting new content for the game,
Oh yeah,
long past its release.
absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
Well, hats and glasses, tell everybody where they can connect with you as we wrap this thing up.
Yes, yes, guys. So if you guys don't know, I do have a TikTok. That is my largest account that I currently have. We are growing each day. And all my accounts I have, it's hats underscore and underscore glasses. It's the same profile picture. I made it like that easy for you guys. So, you could say, oh, hats and glasses, or hat and glasses. I know him from TikTok. You can go here. I have all my links linked in my bios. I have the TikTok, of course. I have an Instagram. I have a Twitch and YouTube that I'm working on growing eventually and doing some streams on there soon. And then I do have a Discord. So, like I said, you can find us on every platform there. And then all my bios have the links to all these social media accounts if you guys are interested in, some Mario Kart and nostalgic content that I post.
There you go. I love it. Well, guys, you can connect with me everywhere at N64Josh, and make sure to tune into the daily Mario Kart streams and race with the community. It's the streams have been growing like crazy, and they've been a ton of fun. And we have something special in store. Once I hit 50 subs on TikTok, we're going to be doing subscriber only tournaments that will have prizes. And if you sub on TikTok now and you're one of the first 50, you get to be part of the Founders Club, and you will never lose that role in Discord. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to head on over to the TikTok streams and hit that subscribe button. The last little perk for subscribing is you do get my history of Mario Kart, the Mario Kart strategy guide, and the Mario Kart trivia book that I put together, all just for being a sub. So we want to say thanks so much for listening. Hats and glasses, thanks so much for joining me, and we will see you guys in the next one. Bye now.